Hey guys, I am here with Mark Webster, aka Webby. It is so good to see you. Gosh, we have missed you. How are you doing?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm doing okay. I didn't expect to be off work for this long, but I'm sort of trusting the process at the minute. I am doing little bits of work, but not what I'd like. I'm missing being involved on the weekly basis. Watching, obviously, it's still enjoyable, but it's not the same. And I hope I'll be back soon. But I'll find out more info in the next couple of weeks, I guess.
Can we ask what exactly you have been going through? Because I know there was a statement from your management team, Moda, saying that you're going through a procedure.
Yeah, I never really added anything on it because I assumed I'd be back a lot sooner. But obviously, on January the 8th, I was diagnosed with a rare form of blood cancer called hairy cell leukemia. It sounds bad when you say that leukemia, but it is. You know what? It's got good prognosis. 95% of cases are successful. I will put it into some sort of remission at some point, but just the recovery at the minute is not going to plan in terms of the speed of it. My white blood counts are still not recovering, so therefore my immune system's not great at the minute, hence why I can't go back to work. But it's not the worst case sort of scenario, but it's just a bit frustrating for me at the minute. But I'm managing okay. I'm dealing with it all right.
Good. How are you from day to day though? Are you feeling well, or is it just that low blood count cell that you can't go out and work with people?
Yeah, look, I can work with people, but just not in sensible environments. It's frustrating, really. The day-to-day thing is a bit frustrating. So I'm used to being busy, and when did Premier League February the 5th in Newcastle was the last time I worked. So, yeah, just managing it. I've got to trust the people that have been looking after me, and they've been really good. I don't always get the answers I want when I go in, but I've got to trust them. I got a bit carried away a few weeks ago thinking I might be able to come and work at Brighton, but my blood counts were too low. So my understanding is that we just keep an eye on them. They're currently being assisted by boosters, and they are going up, but I need to come off those boosters, and then they've got to hold, and then hopefully I can return to work. But it's just a case of trusting the process at the minute.
Yeah. So you're getting assessed every sort of 4 weeks or so, is it? And then they can tell you, okay, you're safe to go back to work now.
Yeah, I have blood tests on a weekly basis, so I have them done, and then I go and see my specialist on a sort of every 4 weeks, and then just go from there, really. So look, they have improved slightly. They took a big setback a few weeks ago, but they have gone up. But in myself, I feel fine. It's just, and I'd love to go back to work, but I've got to. They don't like the environment that I go to work in. So at the minute, it's a case of just doing as I'm told and just be patient. Obviously, it's frustrating, and it's obviously I like to be busy, but you've just got to deal with it, and hopefully, it won't be too much longer.
Yeah. How's your mental frame of mind going through all of this? Because I know you're all, working with Mark every single week. It's such a bubbly character, and you're always so uplifting to all of us there. So how has that been for you?
Yeah, do you know what? It's been okay. It's frustrating, and like with anything, you have days where you just think, when am I going to go back? And it's just a bit copy and paste from my days. You do the same thing. Obviously, the weather being nice, a bit of fresh air now is helping, but again, sort of those little releases like on the weekend where you want to go with your mates to the pub or something, you just got to be sensible. So, look, it's just taking a few steps back at the minute, but in myself, I feel fine. Obviously, like I said, Sky have been really good with me. I've been able to go on the podcast with them bits. Paddy Power have been really good. I've been doing some videos for them, and I got Winmore to send me some dartboard and some stuff as well. So I've been playing.
No, don't tell me you're making a comeback, Mark. No.
Let me elaborate. It's not been going great, but it's something to do. But obviously, it's I'm used to being really busy, so this is a bit frustrating for me. But I've just got to stay patient. What
has it been like? I suppose watching it from your living room on the sofa, watching the darts, because I guess you've never really had the pleasure to do that.
Yeah, I've always had the odd day off, and I'm thinking, but it's every week I'm watching. My friends who I enjoy working with, who I really miss, and it's just really strange. And look, I keep in touch with Wayne and Emmett on a real regular basis, and on all the teams. So it's good, but I didn't think it would be sort of, where are we now, week 13? I still wouldn't be back, so I probably just got a bit ahead of myself. So I thought. I had I had chemotherapy in early February, and your bloods normally recover generally within the month, but it's just taking its time. So I got ahead of myself. So, but just like I said, I keep saying it, stay patient, but that's what I've got to do at the minute. Yeah.
If you don't mind, if we can go back to sort of when you were diagnosed, I always feel, when someone has a cancer diagnosis, it's always good to perhaps show some, or, raise awareness. When did you realise that perhaps something wasn't quite right in your body?
I just really I never even Googled anything. I was just really fatigued, and I was getting very tired. I know our jobs, we have some downtimes. It lends itself to that lazy little nap in the afternoon, but I really needed it. I was having it, and I was still sleeping fine at night. So I just went in, had some blood tests, some checks, and then from there they forwarded me on to, I've had a bone marrow biopsy, I've had a CT scan, and then obviously that's where they found that I had the cancerous cells in my blood. But they've been brilliant with me. They've been honest with me. They've looked after me. Sometimes I ask some stupid questions to my key worker, and she always puts back, "It's not a silly question." I feel like it is. Just what can I do? What are the do's and don'ts? Because obviously I'm a bit active. I want to start doing a bit more. But they've been really good, and it's like I said, I just got to trust what they tell me, and I hope that I'll get better. Well, I feel better, but I get better. But going forward, it was one of them. It took a while to go to the doctor, and I'm just wasting my time when I'm tired. But obviously, if you don't feel right, go and get checked. Chances are it won't be anything. But for me, it was just the constant fatigue, and it was catching up with me. So in the end, I did the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So just tiredness, fatigue, those were the kind of symptoms you had? Yeah,
I've been having some issues with what I thought were allergic reactions for a couple of years. So I'm assuming they may be linked as well. So, but yeah, it's gradually, they've gone away while we've been doing this treatment. So hopefully that'll be addressed as well. But yeah, it was just sort of, I thought I'll act upon it now, because I was feeling tired in work. I remember in Leicester, I was going into work and I got really ill and I was tired, and I shared an Airbnb with Wayne and Stu in Wolves, and every time it's time to go to work, I was just knackered and I just acted on it, and then obviously that's linked to the diagnosis that I've got.
Yeah. How important is it being keeping in touch with Emma and Wayne? I know they're good pals of yours. Like, how supportive have they been?
Oh, really supportive. The whole team is obviously, we have that press group and we have a bit of a crack in there, but it was just more you take for granted when you leave a venue, you're just going to see them the next week. I haven't seen them for ages, so it's a long time. And we mess around and stuff. I really enjoy my job as well, so I'm missing that. But yeah, obviously, like I said, our boss Joe's been brilliant with me. He's always checking in on me, and obviously got me on the podcast as well, which I can do from home. It's really handy. And like I said, it's just a case of I'm outside my comfort zone. I haven't been off work this long, for as long as I can remember. So fingers crossed I get back and I'm back mixing with the team.
Yeah, it's such a life-changing thing that you're going through. Is there any sort of lessons that you've learned, or anything that you've learned about yourself that you can take forward?
Get some critical health insurance. No, you can leave that if you want. Do you know what?
It's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I'm not going to go like all. I got the diagnosis. I think I've dealt with it pretty well, and it's kind of the best version of the leukemia you can get. So I'm taking the positive from that, because people are a lot more worse off than I am. But it's just sort of the frustration of not being able to do your job. And when you have a job you enjoy, you kind of realise how much you miss it. But at the minute, it's just like I said, just keep going, and hopefully it won't be too much longer and I can go back to work.
Yeah, and just quickly, I know you touched on it earlier, but watching the darts at home, but seeing it from a different perspective now, are you enjoying it any differently? Are you watching it in any differently?
Weirdly, I feel like, this is going to sound terrible, I pay attention to more when I'm at home, because in work, I'll just go and wind Wayne up or chat with people, and you kind of glance on it. But I've watched the vast majority of it. I think the odd game, the odd week, I'll record and watch back. Yeah. But you've got to keep in touch with it, because I'm still sort of doing some work behind the scenes on it. And then obviously if I do come back, I don't want to come in sort of be guessing. So yeah, it is strange. I've never watched so much darts, because I'm generally there, and that's not. But the reason I started playing darts when I was young was because I liked watching. So it's just going back to that really. But it is strange, and obviously seeing people you're used to working with, and you're not sort of interacting and working with them. It's a long layoff. But like I said, I'll be back soon, I hope.
Yeah, we hope so. Just explain whereabouts we are in terms of your next sort of progress session that you have, and when are you hoping? Is there a date in your mind?
No, I'm not going to put a date in my mind, because the date in my mind was Brighton, and that was a few weeks ago. So I got that, and that was literally, I just got carried away with myself. I started feeling better and thought, right, these bloods are going to be fine, and they were too low. They were low a few weeks ago, but they've crept up slightly. But like I said, I'm assisted by boosters at the minute, so they need to hold without them. Then I need to sort of go from there. So look, I'll be delighted if I make some sort of appearance in some of the Premier Leagues. We'll see what they say. I've got an appointment on Thursday this week, and we'll discuss there. So hopefully there's another jump in my blood counts this week, and then we can hopefully have some positive news from there.
Absolutely. Well, we hope so. Well, you look well. You seem in very good spirits, and we all do thoroughly miss you. So we cannot wait to see you back. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Paul. Cheers.